Farhan, please mute your mic there.
We will be starting shortly. Call your friends for attending the event.
everyone. We will be starting in a few minutes, and do call your friends to join in. It will be a very insightful session.
Hello everyone. Greetings from Neve, the HRD cell of Hansraj College. I, Nisha, welcome you all on behalf of Team Neve to the second day of Adhyayan 3.0, Students Endeavor for Students Enrichment. We are thrilled to have you all at this event. Our program is equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge that will help you to excel in your college. We encourage you to actively participate in the program and ask questions or any doubt regarding the topics. This program is not just about learning, but also about helping each other in their professional growth. Yesterday, we had insightful and detailed session on CV building, internships, and consulting. And today as well, we have an exciting lineup of topics which will include LinkedIn, Photoshop, personal interview, and group discussion. Thank you, and let's get started. So, let's start with something interesting, that is LinkedIn. There are currently over 690 million people using LinkedIn, but why is this professional network so valuable for your career? To kick off the day, we have Aditya, Pratyansh, and Radha with top LinkedIn profile tips for you to maximize the platform's unique capabilities.
Hello everyone. I am Aditya Rajanan, pursuing Bachelor's in Commerce and Economics from Hansraj College. So today, this is our first session. This time we will take you on a LinkedIn walkthrough. Here we will be covering what LinkedIn is, why it is useful, how you can get started with it, and lastly, how you can benefit from it. So before starting this session, I would like to know guys, what do you know about LinkedIn? And also, how many of you are on LinkedIn right now? You can either unmute yourself or you can write in the chat boxes. Okay, so many of you are on the right track, but let me explain it further. Okay, so in quite a simple words, LinkedIn is another social networking channel like Facebook or Instagram. It is also sometimes called as the professional Facebook, right? Why it is so? Because it is a platform that is mainly used for professional networking. However, what exactly is professional networking? We will come to it later. LinkedIn allows you to display your skills, your expertise, your education, and all new opportunities that you took. In short, it keeps you updated on the professional world. Now, the question arises why you should be on LinkedIn and how it can help you. As I said, it is a platform to highlight your skills and expertise. So, this means that it is a professional identity. It helps you in your personal branding. Without a doubt, personal branding is very important in the world, in this world. Why? Because this is what differentiates you from the herd. It allows you to build trust and your prospective clients and prospective employers. LinkedIn allows students to find internships and allow job seekers to connect with the recruiters. Now that you are out of schools and whenever you will be 1 or 2 years, you want to get internships, right? Basically to get experience, right? And this is where this platform will help you a lot. This is a very there are various professional presence on professionals present in LinkedIn, right? There are regular job updates, there are career tips, workshops, courses, etc. You will have access to all this when you get active in the LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a very professional identity platforms. It helps you in the personal branding, keeps you updated with the professional world. Now we'll see the next things in further. So now we'll take a look on how to set up your LinkedIn profile. There are mainly 3 steps setting up your LinkedIn profile. The first one is to visit the linkedin.com and or download the LinkedIn app. The second one is setting up your email ID and set a password for the same. And the last step is to signing in and make your professional identity. Now we'll take a look how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so there are various steps in optimizing your LinkedIn profile. We'll move on a step-by-step basis. The first one is your profile image. It is an important to upload your professional profile image. So as I told, it is a professional platform. So here the profile image should be very formal, quite simple and minimalistic. You should not be using other dramatic things or all these things. The profile image should be very formal. You should be informal. You should not be using sunglasses and all these things. The background image should be very clean and smoothing. The second thing is the headline. It is a short description that appears just below the name of your profile. It is used to describe yourself in which are the part to describe yourself what are the parts you are a part of the societies or you are a part of college and all these things. Since right now you are a part of Hansraj, so you will be mentioning Hansraj over there. In future you will be being a part of many societies, so you will be mentioning the name of the societies over there and your position as well. You will be taking part in the internships programs, so you will be mentioning the company's name over there. The third thing is the descriptions. So this section will be used to describe your whole LinkedIn profile on a summary basis. Here you will be mentioning the detailed basis of your profile on just 3 to 4 lines, right? So we'll move to the further things. Okay. So right now you can see example of this here. Since here we have taken a Bill Gates profile over here. So you can see the profile image. The profile image is very simple, smoothing and very professional. You can see that the Bill Gates is very professionally stable there. The background is very clean and the just below the profile you can see the name and just below the name you can see the headline over there. As he mentioned, there is the co-chair Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, right? And overall you can see over here that the profile is very professional over here. Now we'll move to the further things to describe how to optimize the LinkedIn profile. The next thing is the experience tab. In this particular tab you will be mentioning all the experiences you are getting or you have got in particular thing you are a part of. Let's say you are a part of any particular internship, so After completing that internship, you will be mentioning your overall experience while working on that particular company. You will be in future, you will be a part of many societies, so you will be mentioning the overall experiences, how was you working over there, in which are the domains you have worked on. So these are the things you will be mentioning on this experience tab. Now we'll take a look on the experience tab. So here you can see an example over here. The person is the marketing director over here. Just below the domain, he have mentioned the company's name, and just below the company's name, they have mentioned the duration over the working. And just below the duration, they have mentioned the location of the workings. Let's say you have taken part in any particular internship, right? You are doing any internship. So you will be mentioning the company's location over here, over there. And just below the company location, you will be describing the overall company's working, which are the domains you have worked on. Let's say you were any HR intern in particular company, so you will be writing that what are the things you have worked on, what are the domains you worked on, what are the tools you have used over there, right? Now further, we'll take a look on further things. The next thing is the education tab. In this particular tab, you will be mentioning your education qualifications over there. Let's say right now you are a part of Hansraj, so you will be mentioning you are a part of Hansraj, and you will be mentioning the course you are enrolled in. And you will also be mentioning, let's say you are a student of CA, CS, CMA, CF, and all these things. So you will be also mentioning over that yeah, right now you're pursuing this particular professional courses over there. And the next thing is accomplishment. So this section holds importance in terms of your exceptional performance in curriculars as well as co-curricular activities. Let's say you are a part of, you have taken part in many competitions. You have taken part in case study competitions, dance competitions, singing competitions. So you will be mentioning over that you have taken part in particular competitions. This shows your curriculars as well as co-curricular activities to your connections. Now we'll take example of this particular education tab. Here you can see the example of this education tab, that the university is mentioned. Just below that university, your course has should be mentioned over there, and your duration should be mentioned, from when to when you will be completing your undergrad or postgrad or your particular education qualifications. And just below your duration, you will be mentioning descriptions about that particular university and the courses. Since you will be mentioning over that what are the subjects you have studied, what are the things you have part of in that particular college, these are the things you will be mentioning over there. Now we'll take few more examples. Here you can see there are 3 to 4 tabs over here. The first thing is the license and certification tab. In this particular tab, you will be mentioning all the license certifications you have got. Let's say you have did any particular financial modeling course from Coursera or Udemy. So you will be mentioning those particular courses over there. It shows you credibility of that particular knowledge, right? And the next thing is the publications. Let's say you are a student of English literature, you are very fond of writing, so you publishes books, reading, you are very fond of reading books, so you also publishes books, your articles and other things. So you can also mention all those things in that particular publication tabs. Now we'll take examples of the honors and award tabs. It is a particular tab in which you will be mentioning all the awards you got. Let's say right now you have been passed out from your schools. So you, many of you were the school toppers, so district toppers, state toppers. So surely you would have got awarded by the chief minister of your states or the DM of your state, your school principals, or you have taken part in other competitions. So you also have got awarded through that, right? So you will be mentioning all those things over here. The next tab is the test scores tab. It is a particular tab in which you will be mentioning all the scores, all the particular examinations you have given and the scores you got in that. Let's say right now you have given the earliest examination you have given is the CUT, right? So you should be mentioning your CUT marks over here. You should be mentioning your plus 2 marks over here. You should be mentioning your matriculation marks over here. And the next thing is the language tab. Here you will be mentioning all the languages you know. You know English, English, Hindi, Punjabi, or any foreign language you know. So you should be mentioning over that. Now we will move further. So now we will be exploring further LinkedIn platforms over here, right? So from here, Radha will be taking lead. Thanks for you.
Thank you, Aditya, for sharing your insights.
So I'm Radha, currently pursuing my bachelor's in Eco and History with History as major. Now I would like to take over to explore LinkedIn platform. So here we have some impactful LinkedIn profile. First being of Ankur Varicho, who is the founder of nearby.com and also a mentor, angel investor and public speaker. As it can be seen that he has followers over 1 lakh, that is, he is able to influence people over 1 lakh. So now let's look at another example. Alumni of SRCC, Tanya Behel, is able to influence around 30,000 people. As it can be seen from her profile, she falls under LinkedIn Top Voice and is also a part of LinkedIn Creator Accelerator Program India. So now let's look what is networking. Networking is a deliberate activity to build, reinforce, and maintain relationships of trust with other people to further your goals. So, in simple language, networking means building connections with other professionals. So, it means to build connections and to stay in touch with colleagues of past and present. So, it's a great way to stay up to date. It should always be beneficial to both the parties. So, moving on to the benefits of networking, people with a strong network get up to 13 times more job opportunities. Adding connections unlocks exponential number of people to a network. So here are some added benefits given: staying up to date and informed, questions and advice, feedback, collaborations, potential clients, job opportunities. So we can see that we have benefits like share knowledge, opportunities, increased confidence, raising your profile, etc. Now, up next we have LinkedIn networking hacks. So, LinkedIn focuses on quality over quantity. So, let us know how can we complete our LinkedIn profile. So, avoid using generic titles like seeking new opportunities and just highlight the main subject. Like here we can see about Brittany Broich. She has mentioned her current, what she is doing now, what she owns, and about her previous, what she did earlier, and about her education also she has mentioned. Coming to the summary portion, we can tell about the story. You can tell about your story. It will showcase your personality and it should be authentic and it should be engaging. It should grab the attention of the seeker. Okay. Elaborate on your skills, achievements. Like here, she has mentioned in her summary outstanding written and oral communication skills with comprehensive experience in numerous forms, strong capacity to manage multiple projects. Furthermore, she has mentioned about her experience that she has worked as a featured contributor, marketing manager, marketing mentor, teacher, opportunities Brittany is looking for. So she has specified the opportunities she is looking for. So now moving forward, let us know how to connect with the right individuals, with whom to connect. So the first step is to build a strong foundation. To have a strong base will help you in expanding your network. It will help you access opportunities. And the most important point is here you will be able to connect with the people with whom you share the interest with. So now moving ahead, we get to know that we can use search bar also in connecting with the right individuals in order to get to know the people you may know. Like we have on other social media groups also, we used to get the suggestions. Same way here also you will get suggestions. Maybe your batchmates you can get. If you are from Hansraj College, you will get to see suggestions of them, or from Delhi University. So once you have a solid base, you can reach out to others in similar field, in similar position, alumni, work at a company you would like to work for, current students of your dream college, potential clients or collaborators. Next up, so next one we have is join LinkedIn groups. So LinkedIn groups are about building community and foster relationships. This will be a more concentrated place where you guys will get to exchange your ideas, where there will be mutual understanding. You can also develop a quality of patience that you have to abide by the idea of others when you are working in a group. Here it is given the example of digital marketing. We can see. So join groups and see what relationships you can build by engaging with the right audience. Now let's get some info about personalized connection requests. Here we have the example that they have given, including a personal message. As promised, I am sending you an invitation to join my LinkedIn network. So here we can see that they have already had conversation. So the things which you need to include here, that you have to mention that why are you sending a personal message? Explain that why you want to connect with them. And don't be afraid to ask for advice, feedback, and introductions, but just be respectful. When approaching, start by building relationships, not asking them to do something on your behalf. So, first of all, don't ask for a favor. First, help in fostering relationships. Next up, to the content related part, consume and share content. Stay active. So, as you guys stay active on Snapchat, sending streaks daily, so here also be active, but be professional also here. Don't send the streaks of something like you do on Snapchat. So, sharing content, create content, give feedback, join in on the conversations. So, now we will see that what you can post on the LinkedIn platform, the topics which you can post on. First one is the opinions. So, as a fresher, there are various topics you can give opinions on, like online or offline education, college cutoffs. As you are fresher, so you can tell that, yeah, CVT score you can mention, as Aditya has already told you about that. And then about the real life stories, you can post about your journey and your experience. This will help in developing an emotional connect, and it will also give a long lasting impression. Furthermore, it provides a framework for sharing a personal brand message and helps people understand that why you want to do what you are doing right now. Next up, we have is the questions. There are so many experienced people on LinkedIn. So whenever you are in doubt or need any career advice, so you can ask your questions. Don't hesitate. You can freely ask them. So next up, coming to the experience portion, here we have two examples who have shared their experiences. First one is of Tanya Bell. She has mentioned that how she took part in 7 to 8 competitions in the first year of her college. She told that she didn't even reach the final round of any of them. But then gradually she took part in another competition that in the second year she got success also. So she has written at the last that it's always about winning, and you would always win, but you would always learn. So don't stop trying ever, because you never know when you would taste victory. And another example we have is of Saurav. So he has mentioned about the advice from his father: work can't happen without you, which basically means never take anything for granted. In his whole corporate experience of more than 30 years, he taught me this important lesson. So he has mentioned that don't delay the work. So if you are just gonna delay your work, it means you are telling your success to wait. And by that time, someone else would prepare himself or herself to be on the venture with that work, and success will get deviated towards him or her. So he has also mentioned at the last, what's your view in it? So these all things will spark the interaction, and you guys should share our experiences. Like you guys travel through metro as you are in Delhi University now in Delhi. So you should also share your experience, your daily life experience on this platform. So now Pratyansh will take over and will give you insights about how to approach recruiters on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you, Radha. So, my name is Adhyayan Singh. I am a second year student pursuing BCom honors at Hansraj College. So, now I will tell you how you can approach recruiters on LinkedIn. The first and foremost step is to prepare a message draft that you want to send as an invite message. Remember that the message should be concise and in the most summarized way, because you're not drafting an essay about yourself. Secondly, you need to be smart with your approach. It is advisable to search about the company on the website before you approach their recruiters on LinkedIn. The last step is to pack your message with important points. Even if I'm writing a 5 6 line message to someone with whom I want an opportunity to work, I will pack that message with my important skills, my experience, and what I am looking for. So, now the things you should strictly avoid while writing or reaching out to the recruiters. Firstly, do not send a message talking about yourself. Remember, you're not writing an essay. Second, do not send short messages saying hi or hello. You're not communicating on WhatsApp or Instagram. It is a professional networking site. You must write a 5 6 line message and then wait for the reply of the other person. Then don't be rude. You must be very polite, because your message will give first impression on the recruiter. Then do not send a message without proofreading because even a single mistake can be taken up by the recruiter for rejecting a message. Then do not be generic. Catch the attention of the recruiter and do not directly copy paste your message from here. And the last pro tip we have from our side will be that while approaching recruiters on email, avoid writing big paragraphs. Write something catchy and meaningful with a clear objective in mind. Avoid writing phrases like, please help me get a job. Write something that indirectly conveys to the recruiter that you are reaching out to them to find an internship or job opportunity. So, as you can see, there are two images on this slide. On the left side, there is an internship opportunity floated by Ms. Anjali Patel, an HR executive at MyWays. See how beautifully she has explained the internship details, which include the duration of the internship, the stipend, and the perks available to interns like this. Then you can also use LinkedIn to participate in competitions. Like for example, on the right side of the screen, you can see that Neve has floated an opportunity to participate in their game competition, Imperium. Next, you can see that the founder and CEO of MyWays have floated a job opportunity on LinkedIn. Previously, that was an internship opportunity from MyWays, and this time it is a job opportunity. On the right side, Mr. Rahul Maheshwari is telling that Google is opening its campus in Bangalore, and for the same purpose, he is hiring a batch of 100 students for the junior role. So, moving forward, I have a question for you. What do you guys know about freelancing? You can either unmute yourself or write your answers in the chat box. You can write your answer in the chat box. So yes, a freelancer is an independent worker who earns wages on a per job or per task basis. It's typically for short-term work. Freelancing is still relatively a new and popular concept in which employees work on their own and on the projects of their own choice. Now, we are going to do a small activity in which I'll read out a few statements and you have to tell whether these are freelancing or not. You can write your answers in the chat box. So, the first statement, writing articles for magazines and blogs. What do you think of this? Is it freelancing or is it not? Yes, this is freelancing. You can take up writing projects as a freelancer, such as writing for blogs or for magazines. Now, moving on to the second statement. Working part-time in a restaurant. Is this freelancing or not? Yes, it is not considered as freelancing as it is not similar to working on a per task basis. So, moving on to the third statement. Working as a creative designer for a marketing campaign. Is this considered as freelancing? Yes, this is freelancing. Let me explain what a creative designer is. A creative designer is someone who uses the skills to promote businesses to create marketing materials like logos, website, banners, labels, and other designs. So here the creative designer is working on a project that is designing a marketing campaign, and that is why it is considered as freelancing. Now the fourth statement. Working as a HR manager at Mahindra. Is this considered as freelancing? It is not considered as freelancing. It is regular employment. Now, moving on to the fifth statement. Working with Servitel, a software company for translation of its web pages in Urdu language. What do you guys think about this statement? Yes, it is freelancing because here the person is working with Servitor on a project. He is not regularly employed in this company. He is basically working on a project, and that is why it is freelancing. Now, moving on to the sixth statement. Working in a coaching class as an economics teacher. Is this freelancing or not? No, it is not considered as freelancing, as working in a coaching class is regular employment and not freelance. So, moving forward. Now, let's see how we can get clients on LinkedIn if you're a freelancer. First, you need to tell people you are a freelancer. Secondly, you need to sell your services in the summary section of your profile. Third, you need to hunt for projects in your niche. Fourth, you need to selectively take impactful projects in your domain. Fifth, you need to showcase yourself through the skills section and ask for endorsements from the clients. Then, clients won't walk to you, you have to search for them, and for that, you need to be active on LinkedIn. Then, you need to have good relationships with your clients and ask for referrals from them. And lastly, you need to actively look for the newest opportunities and clients and connect with individuals who need your skills and experience. Practicing these points, you will be able to approach clients for freelancing through LinkedIn. Now we have come to this very interesting game. This will bust all the myths that you might have about LinkedIn. So as you can see on your screen, there are a few statements in front of you. We will go one by one and you have to guess if these are myths or facts. So let's start with the first one. LinkedIn is only needed if you are looking for a job. What do you think, whether it's a myth or it's a fact? You can write your answers in the chat box. So yes, this is a myth. Students who are not interested in getting a job right now can still be on LinkedIn. We can do a lot of other things like connect with people, learn from their experiences, share our opinions, build a strong personal brand, etc. And even if you're not looking for a job right now, there is a possibility that through LinkedIn your dream job will find you. Now let's move on to the next statement. Your LinkedIn profile is an online resume. What do you think about this statement? Is it a myth or is it a fact? So the answer is myth. Many people find it hard to explain the difference between your resume and your LinkedIn profile. Surely, as you said, you can include your career history and key accomplishments on LinkedIn, and that is important. But it is more than just an informative display. LinkedIn is also a great content hub and a personal branding powerhouse. You can write articles to share your knowledge and build credibility in your industry. You can even follow inspiring leaders to keep your mind fresh, positive, and up to date with the latest industry knowledge. So this point is a myth, and LinkedIn is far more than just your online resume. So the next point is 28% of overall ad audience on LinkedIn are below 25 years old. What do you guys think about this statement? So yes, this is a fact. This is one of the few platforms where the number of people above 25 are higher as compared to other platforms like Instagram, where people below 25 are the majority. So the next statement is only accept requests from the people you know. What do you guys think about this statement? Yes, it is a myth. Although LinkedIn advises members to accept invitations from the people they know, but is this really the best advice to build a network? No, this is not. In reality, LinkedIn is a networking platform to connect with like-minded people. Just because we haven't had the chance to meet these people face to face, just that doesn't mean you should deny the request. Now, the fifth point is your LinkedIn headline is your current job title. What do you guys think of this statement? Is it a myth or is it a fact? This is actually a myth. The LinkedIn headline is the most overlooked section of any LinkedIn profile, and by default, it makes your headline your current job title. But we all know that sometimes a standard job title doesn't convey what you're actually doing and how you're delivering value. You can add all these things here, but make sure those words are creating an impact. Think about creating something unique, and you can add it here. So it is not always about your current job title. Now, the sixth point is LinkedIn is available in 25 languages. Is this a myth or is it a fact? So this statement is a fact. LinkedIn now has over 500 million users and it operates in over 200 countries. So as the number of users increases, so as the number of languages. Now moving forward to the seventh statement. There are secret features that get unlocked when you hit 500 connections. Is this a myth or is it a fact? So this statement is a myth. LinkedIn stops displaying the number of connections you have after 500, but nothing else happens once you go beyond. So now coming to our last statement, I can only message people I am connected to. What do you guys think about this statement? So this statement is a myth. You can message people if you're using a LinkedIn premium account and also message members who are in the same group as you are. So thank you guys for participating. And now we have come to the end of our LinkedIn walkthrough.
Thank you guys for such an informative session. Now, taking this session further, we would like to move on to our next topic, which is Photoshop. We'll embark on an exciting journey into the realm of digital image editing and graphic design. Whether you are a budding designer or simply curious about the Photoshop, this workshop will equip you with solid foundations. To take this topic, I would like to invite Pavni.
Greetings everyone. I extend a warm welcome to all of you attending the session Basics of Photoshop. I am Pavni, a second year student of Mathematics Honours. I'll be your trainer for this session. Before we commence, I would like to clarify few ground rules for the smooth progress of the session. Feel free to unmute yourself to ask any questions or utilize the chat box for queries. It is recommended that you have Photoshop open and practice alongside for a better grasp of the concepts. We will proceed at a manageable pace, so do not hesitate to ask any question. Our session will primarily focus on creating posters, a skill highly sought after by college societies and a gateway to graphic design. Before we dive in, I'd like to gauge your familiarity with Photoshop, Illustrator, or graphic design. Please unmute yourself if you have any prior knowledge. Okay, so let me tell you, Photoshop, developed by Adobe, is a versatile software used for editing images and creating posters, catering to both beginners and advanced users. Let's now begin our session. I'll start by familiarizing you with the Photoshop interface. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone. And so this is the Photoshop interface. Let's start from the right side. First, you'll find here the colors panel. It is basically used for selecting and adding colors to different layers. Just next to it, we have swatches panel. So you can see a set of colors appear. These all colors colors are basically previously used colors which I have used in my previous posters. You can simply reuse them. Next, we have gradients and patterns panel. Both of them are not extensively used, so we can skip them for the basic session. Just below it, you will see the properties panel. This is used to know the properties of the text and basic shape tools. Next to it, we have adjustments panel. This is used for altering saturation, contrast, lighting, and many other features. You can clearly see here it is written single adjustments. All of these are used to alter all these. Next we have libraries panel. This is also not extensively used for the basic session, so we can skip it for now. Below you'll find channels and paths. They have nearly no use for the basic session. Now we come to the most important panel, that is the layers panel. This is the cornerstone of Photoshop. It serves as a comprehensive collection of all our work and displays our progress in real time. Just next to it, we have the history panel. It allows you to undo any actions, essentially serving as a shortcut with Ctrl plus D functionality. So, if you have any questions or doubts on the right side panels, you can feel free to unmute yourself or even write it in the chat box. I assume everything is clear. You guys can do not hesitate to unmute yourself. And since this is a practical session, I request you to ask any doubts, and if you want me to repeat anything, I'll repeat. Okay, so let's move to the left side. So here we encounter various tools of Photoshop. Hovering your cursor over each tool reveals its name, its shortcut key, and its purpose. For example, here it is written Move tool, and in the square box it's written V. That means shortcut key for the Move tool is V, and the purpose of it is to move a selection or a layer. Similarly, when we move our cursor to the rectangular marquee tool, the shortcut for the same is N. It makes a selection in the shape of a rectangle. Similarly, you can familiarize yourself with these tools and just having moving your cursor around it. So let me tell you that Photoshop is highly customizable. It allows you to adjust the interface and panel placements according to your preferences. For example, I want this layers panel to be below here. So we can simply right click and move it and just place it here. We can see our layers panel is added below. Now I wanted to go back to the same place. I can simply right click and move back to here. You can switch the numbers even, like I want the history panel to go back and the layers panel to come up. So this is easily customizable and you can choose according to your choice and preference. I hope everything is clear. If you have any doubts, please unmute yourself or write it in the chat box. Okay, so let's proceed with our exploration of Photoshop. Now, we will be incorporating a new layer. To do so, click on the File menu and then New. A large default dialog box will appear displaying recently used items. It means all of these dimensions I have used previously in my work. Also, you can find the saved panel. You can save any of the dimensions if you wish to. Then we have photo. All all these are default sizes telling you the measurements along with. Next we have print. This is the most important one as it has all the necessary dimensions which are widely used. You can clearly see the sizes A3, A4, A5. All of these are very useful and are standard sizes. Next here we have art and illustration, web, mobile, film and video. All of this are the purposes, and all of these mentioned below are the dimensions of them. So we'll go to the print panel. So let's choose the size A3. Now to the right you'll see it's written preset details and untitled one. You can simply rename it according to your choice. Let's write post. Below it, you'll find width, height, and this millimeter. You can change it to any dimension you want: pixels, inches, centimeters, millimeters, points, picas. So, since I have chosen A3, it's automatically width 297, height 420 in millimeters, and the resolution. Now comes the resolution. Since our major focus of creating posters is to put on social media, so we need not to have such high resolution. Keeping such high resolution of 300 will slow our editing process. So it's advised whenever to create posters for digital marketing and putting it on social media, 72 resolution is the best. However, if you intend to print the poster later on, keep the resolution to 300 only. Next, we have color mode, background contents, color profile, pixel aspect ratio. It is advised to keep all the settings as default. Now, click on Create button. You can see an A3 size canvas appears in a portrait mode. Now, let's suppose you want it to be in landscape mode. Simply again go to the File menu, click on New, again go to Print, A3 size, and here it's written Orientation. You can simply switch to this orientation. This is the landscape orientation. Or you can simply switch the values of width and height here. Now let's keep the resolution again to 72 and click on Create option. You can see A3 size canvas appears in the landscape mode. Alright. So now let's. I hope everything is clear to everyone. You can just say yes or no.
Yes.
Alright. So let's discuss about the background color. Since this is I'll show you the layers. It's written background. So basically this is the background layer. It serves as a canvas and any changes made to it cannot be undone. So it's advisable to work on a new layer above the background layer. So simply to add a new layer, click on the plus button just at the bottom. Here, in a square box, it's the plus button. Just click upon it and a new layer is added upon the background layer. Any changes made it to the new layer can be, we can redo it. Oh, alright. So, you can find to the left side two rectangle boxes. One is in black and another one is in red. Basically, these are used to add multiple colors to our layers without repeatedly accessing the color panel. For example, this above black box is the foreground foreground color, and the below red one is the background color. So the default color for foreground here is black, and then here it's red. So now let's add a foreground color to our canvas. The shortcut key for the same is Alt plus backspace. Simply press Alt plus backspace. You'll see a black color appears. Let's suppose I want to add the background color. Simply press Control plus backspace. Now red color is added. So basically these are handy for adding multiple colors. Now you can fill colors to layers by following three different ways. The first one I just told you now that you can press the shortcut keys Alt plus backspace for foreground and Control plus backspace for the other. Another way to do the same thing is press Shift plus backspace. You'll find a default box. Here it's written fill. Now you can choose from here foreground or background color. And this is the opacity. You can even change it. I'll recommend to keep it 100 for now. And just press OK. Again, the foreground color, black, has been chosen. You can also change the color by simply pressing the box. And here is the color picker. You can simply keep it anything. Another way to do the same thing is, in the layers panel below, you'll find a half shaded circular icon. Just click upon it, choose the first option, solid color.
Someone's asking for the Photoshop's version name.
Okay, so I am using the recent version, that is 2023. You can take upon any version. I'll recommend to use 2019 from 2023 any version. There is hardly any difference. I hope the doubt is clear. Okay, so let's move on. As I was adding color using this icon, so here is the color picker. You can again choose any color of your choice and it will be added to your screen. Now let's explore these tools here. Let me tell you one more thing. If you want to redo any of these changes, you can simply go to the history panel. Just a minute. Let me reopen. Okay, we were exploring the new tools. Okay, so let's see. This is the brush tool, and the shortcut key for the same is B. Let's right click upon it, you'll find 4 options: brush tool, pencil tool, color placement tool, mixer brusher tool. For the basic session, I'll recommend to use brush tool. You can choose a color, red, and at the top panel, you can see the size is written 13. You can change it to any size of your choice, and its mode is normal, opacity, flow. You can change all of this. This is the brush tool. You can change its mode, its hardness. Also, you can change the opacity of the same. Let's just keep it to 55%. Now you can see the difference. Also, you can change the flow. It's the same thing, just the speed of spreading the brush is slow. Okay, so let's undo all of these changes. Just go to the history panel and go to the new layer. All of these changes are we can undo at any point of time. Okay, let's go to the text tool. This is the main tool widely used in posters, because obviously you'll add text to some poster. Just right click upon it, you'll find the horizontal type tool. Just make a selection. Some default text will appear, and simply write this. Let me just change the color of the text. It's white. So I hope everything is clear till now, that how to add text to a layer. You can just acknowledge with a yes or no. All right. You can simply select the text, and you can, at the top corner, you can see it's written Nexa. You can simply change any of the fonts you wish to. So let it be this, and it's regular bold. You can have different options. Let's keep it bold. So see, this is the very important thing, that how to change the text size. See, once I click here on the where it is written small t and capital T, you'll see a two-way arrow. If I slide the arrow to the right side, the text size increase. Similarly, if I move the cursor to left side, the size decreases. This is how you simply increase or decrease the text size, or you can even simply change it from here. These are all the alignments, and you are advised to keep the rest of the options as such. Just click the tick mark option here. Now the text is added to your layer. Also, since now this text is not selected, now suppose we want to reselect it, or we want to make some edits to it, use the shortcut key Ctrl+T. Simply a box will appear, and you can simply move it using the move tool, or you can even edit it. Alright. Now let's move on, like how to create a poster. This is a main target. Let's undo first of all this. I'll go to the history panel and then a new. Okay, now comes the most important thing, how to add the background image to our layer. Simply go to the topmost corner, there's written file. You'll find an option, place embedded. Just click upon it, and now you can add default images which are saved saved in your laptop. I'll go to this and just click on place. You can see the background appears. Now you can simply transform it according to the size of a canvas. Okay, now here comes two things. You can simply drag the arrow here and increase the size. Also, if you want to keep the height and width same, it's advised to press shift along with it. Now you can see the width and height remains the same once you click on the shift button. Alright. Now let's add the Neenv logo here. Just again click on the file button, go to place embedded, and again add this. Click on place. Now you can again transform it. So we'll place it here. Now let's add the Adhyayan logo. Again go to place embedded and add the logo. If you have any doubts till then, you can feel free to unmute yourself or write it in the chat box. This is how we add logos or any image. The same procedure is for the images. Just tick mark here and the logo is added. Now let's write some text to it. Again go to the text tool and then horizontal type tool. Let's write it here, Neenv. Okay, so now you can again, as I told you, you can simply go to the above menu and you can transform the text. Let's keep monstrate for example. Let's change the size 60 and the color of the text to white. Once you write the text, now it's advised to always keep it aligned. That's the most important factor while creating the posters. Just again go to the move tool. I'll just simply, this is the buttons. Let's move the text. You'll find automatically Photoshop will tell you where to place it so that it's centrally aligned. Okay, now let's write something here and we'll show you how to write in a 3D effect. Again, just switch the size. Now, just select the layer from the layers panel. Press on right click, or you can see just a minute. Now, press the right click. You'll find an option of duplicate layer. Just click upon it and create a copy. Press OK. You'll find a duplicate layer upon welcome trainees is added. Just you will find it once I move it. See, this is a duplicate layer. I'll keep it just the side of it. Let's change the color of this. Okay, again right click. You have blending options. You can go to color overlay. Now the default color here is black. Just press OK. You can see this is how we add 3D text to our layers. I hope everything is clear till now. If any, feel free to unmute yourself. If it's clear,
Hey,
say yes or
Can
no.
you,
Yes.
can you please repeat how do we check the alignments of all these elements that have been added to the page?
Alright. Let me tell you. I'll again add a text and tell you. Once you've added any text, once you'll move it, you'll find some dimensions written here. See, now their purple line shows you that your text is aligned properly and the center align even appears. Once you move it, Photoshop will automatically tell you the dimensions where the text is. See, 18 px and 0 px. Now the text is perfectly aligned since both purple lines and the central vertical line even appears. It means our text is centrally aligned from both right side and left side. You can simply leave the box and it's centrally aligned. Also, you can go to the select option. You will find here a guides option and you can add the guidelines according to your choice. For example, you can here, it's the rulers here. You can add any ruler wherever you wish to see. The dimensions will also appear, the y-axis. Some dimensions also appear. You can place it according to yourself. So let's suppose it's the hair. I want to have text up above it or below it. You can simply add this line. You can move it at any point of time. So let's remove it for now. Okay, so I have added this text as well. Let me now also comes an important factor while creating posters, that is to add social media handles along with it. So again, you'll find you can download Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, wherever the society is on social media. You can just download their icons. Again, go to the file option. You'll find the place embedded. And for example, I want to add Instagram icon. Just keep one place. It's advised to press shift while altering the size of it, so that the aspect ratio remains the same. That is, the width and height remains the same, it's only the size that decreases. So let's just shorten it. Similarly, we'll add other social media handles. Again, decrease the size of it. And place it here. Now let's add the Facebook icon. All of these logos and icons I have downloaded it from Google. You can simply do it. Now Facebook icon. Let's decrease its size. Again, using move tool, move it below. Let's change its size again. Alright. Now again, you can simply write the ID of your social media handle simply by you going to the text tool. I hope everything is clear till now. If any doubts, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Pavni, someone's asking how to add logos.
Please repeat the question.
How did you add the logo?
Alright, I just shared with you. You can simply go to Google, just write their Instagram logo icon in a PNG format without any background. You can simply download it in PNG or JPG format and go to file corner, go to place embedded, and this default box which appears shows all the default the saved images in my PC. So I have already downloaded it, so I just clicked upon it and pressed place. It's just simple as adding image to any layer. I hope your doubt is solved. Alright. Now let's move on that how we add different effects to our text. Again, go to the horizontal type tool and write something. Just a minute, it's a lag. let me just show you with this. See, it's written Neenv-The HRD cell. Just go to the layers panel, just select it from here. See, you can select it, left click, go to the blending options. You'll find again a big default box. We have many options to add to our text. First is bevel and emboss, contour, texture, stroke, inner shadow, inner glow, satin, color overlay, gradient overlay, drop shadow. All of this you can try it upon. For example, let me add stroke to my text, change the color black. You can alter the size of it. You can see on the screen. This is how we add stroke. Stroke is simply the border of the text. Let's keep with this. You can add the drop shadow. You can change the colors. Simply the shadow. You can change the opacity of it, distance of it, spread of it. It's simply to add shadow. You'll find other options as well. Color overlay. You can change the color. You can simply add a color to your previously used color even. This basically was white color from the behind. Now we just overlaid another color over it. That's the red one. You can go to the gradient overlay. Now you can see a gradient has been added. You can change the style of it, linear. All of this is a base. Are the things you can try upon yourself and give it yourself time to explore Photoshop. You'll surely master it. So let's just simply press OK. See, a gradient and a stroke has been added. Okay, let me tell you about another tool. For example, I want to add a circle or a shape of something to the layer. Go to this rectangle tool. Since the names suggest that a rectangle will be added, but you can also add other shapes as well. Just right click upon it, you'll find rectangle tool, ellipse tool, triangle tool, polygon tool, line tool, and custom shape tool. Let's choose ellipse tool. Simply you can change the dimensions. You can convert it to a circle as well. So let's have this. See, the default pink color has been added. Why so? Because this was the foreground color here. Check the rectangle box here that I told you previously about the background colors. Always the default color is the foreground color which is displayed here. Okay, so just go above it. At the top you'll find the fill option. You can change the color of it. Let it be this. The second is the stroke. Stroke means to add borders to your any shape. Just click upon it. The first option is the no stroke. You can simply press no stroke. There will be no stroke or no border added to your shape. For example, I want to add a stroke, or let's suppose black color. I'll choose this. Now you can alter the width of it just from the second option. You can see a border has been added to your shape. Simply press enter to create it. You can see a white ellipse has been created with a black border. Similarly, you can again select it by pressing Ctrl+T for any transformations. And suppose I don't want any fill to be there. So I can simply choose fill to be no fill. I hope everything is clear right till now. See here, we'll choose fill, the first option, no fill, and only the border is left now. Is this clear, guys? If you want me to repeat any step till we have learned or any queries, please feel free to unmute yourself or write it in the chat box. If you have any doubts, just revise once whatever we have learned. I'm waiting. If you have any queries, any doubts, you can ask right now.
No, Bhavni, I don't think so. There are any queries right now. And if anyone has any query, they can ask in the group itself after the session also.
All right, that's it from my side. Thank you for listening very patiently.
Diksha has raised her hand.
Yeah, sure.
So this is a very random question, but I would like to ask, as Canva does the same job to create poster and all, so why not we settle to Canva only and why Photoshop is preferred over it?
Okay, all right, let me answer this. See, Photoshop gives you more creative freedom. It is more flexible than Canva. What you'll find on Canva is you'll use any template, just edit it. So, what's your creativity at that point? Photoshop allows you, you'll find a blank white canvas and you can add on things as per your choice. You can change the effects of the text. Such many options are available in Photoshop. Since you are in the basic session, you might not feel that we have done a lot more. But once you start exploring, you'll get to know that there are many tools that are widely used in Photoshop once you go to intermediate level that are not available in Canva. Canva is just a handy tool, just to edit the template and just create it. So that's the difference between Canva and Photoshop. It's always advised like you can start learning with Canva first. You can have to get a good sense of poster making. Then you should always switch to Photoshop for better creativity and better facilities. You can say better tools. I hope it's clear.
Yes, thank you so much.
No problem. So that's it from my side. If still any of you has any doubts, the group is open for you. You can ask it anytime. I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you.
Okay, now that everyone knows the basics of Photoshop, the next thing that bothers students the most is personal interview and group discussions. As soon as you step onto the campus, you must have heard of these terms. To bring an end to the fear of PINGD, we have brought an insightful session for the same. To get into further depth of it, I would like to hand over the mic to Ridhima, Anshi, Shivarjeet, and Virendra. Over to you guys.
Greetings, everyone. I am Ridhima, and so here we are again with an amazing topic to cover. So, in today's session, we'll talk about personal interviews and group discussions, how they work, and various hacks and tips to ace them. Also, we'll be having a live mock personal interview. So gear up, you all, and try to be as interactive as possible. Also, throughout the session, feel free to unmute or post your queries in the query channel. Remember, guys, we are here to help you and answer all your doubts. So, without any further ado, let's get started. I hand over to Anshi for further proceedings.
Thank you, Radhima. I'm Anchi and I'll be telling you about the personal interview. Interviews last approximately 25 to 30 minutes, although telephonic interviews may be slightly shorter, but it all depends upon the nature of conversation two parties get into. These interview sessions with eligible candidates have become so important and prominent in today's job sector that there is absolutely no company hiring new candidates without this crucial step, personal interview.
So now we'll demonstrate a live mock personal interview in front of you. Listen carefully to our conversation to get an insight into what personal interviews look like. So I'll be playing the role of the recruiter and Anshi will play the role of the interviewee, and this will be an example of an internship interview where she has applied for the position of an HR intern. So Anshi, are you ready?
Yes,
Okay, so let's get started. Hi Anshi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great as well. Thanks for asking. Okay, so I'll quickly give you a brief description of our company and the responsibilities you have. And then we'll start with the PI then, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we started our company back in 2018. Here we deal with clients who are in the paper industry. And our main objective is to provide the best services to them. Now, your role here as an HR intern would be to screen resumes and send in ideal ones to the HR manager. You will help the team in organizing events and managing payrolls as well. I hope I'm clear with everything.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so let's start with your interview. Tell me something about yourself, Anshi.
Hello, my name is Anshi Seth, and I'm excited to be here today for the HR internship interview. I recently completed my BCom honors degree from Hansraj College, and I'm passionate about human resources. Throughout my academic journey, I have gained valuable knowledge in HR practices and have had the opportunity to apply the knowledge through various courseworks and projects. I'm eager to learn and further develop my skills in contributing to HR internship.
That's great, Anshi. Well, got to know a lot about you within no time. So now tell me, what do you know about the HR field?
HR or human resource is a department.
Farhan, we request you to please unmute yourself.
Okay, so HR or human resource is a department in organizations responsible for managing employee-related matters. This includes recruitment, onboarding, employee relations, benefits, and administration and compliance with labor laws. HR also plays a strategic role in talent development, employee engagement, and shaping company culture.
Well, it seems you know quite a lot about HR. So could you tell me why you want to work here as an HR intern?
Okay. I'm excited about the opportunity to work as an HR intern because it represents a crucial step in any career development. As an aspiring HR professional, I'm eager to gain a hands-on experience in the field, honing my skills in recruitment, employee relations, and HR administration. This internship would not only enhance my understanding of HR practices, but also allow me to contribute meaningful in your organization's HR initiatives. I'm particularly driven to your company's reputation and for fostering positive work culture, and I believe this internship would provide valuable insights into how to create and maintain such environments. I'm committed to learning and contributing effectively as an HR intern, and I see this opportunity as a stepping stone towards my rewarding career in human resources. Thank you for considering my application.
That's great, Anshi. So can you tell me what do you know about our company?
Okay, so ABC Paper Solutions is a leading company in paper industry, dedicated dedicating to providing a wide range of specialized services to paper manufacturers and distributors with a strong commitment to sustainability and innovation. ABC Paper Solutions offers cutting edge solutions tailored to unique needs of the paper industry.
Okay, that's right, Anshi. So let's know a little about you. Can you state some of your strengths and weaknesses?
Okay, so some of my strengths are like I'm an effective communicator. I excel in clear and concise communication, facilitating collaboration and understanding among team members. I'm a problem solver. I'm skilled at analyzing challenges and finding creative solutions to complex issues. I have a attention to detail. I have a keen eye to detail, which ensures accuracy and minimizes errors in any work. Adaptability. I quickly adapt to new situations and comfortable with change, making me a valuable team member.
Okay, so how do you think you'll maintain your work study balance?
Okay, so maintaining a work study balance is a crucial step to ensure that I excel both as an HR intern and as a student. I plan to achieve this balance through effective time management and clear priorities. First, I will establish a well structured schedule that allocates specific time blocks for my internship, coursework, and personal time. Additionally, I'll communicate proactively with my supervisors and professors to ensure that they are aware of my commitments, allowing me for flexibility when needed. I'll also leverage in tools like calendars and task lists to keep a track of deadlines and responsibilities. Lastly, I understand the importance of self care and will make sure to allocate time for relaxation and recharging. This balanced approach will enable me to excel in both my internships and my academic endeavors.
That's great, Anchi. So I hope you're well aware of the roles you will be required to perform and the
Yes.
number of hours you will be required to work for. But I'll still repeat a few important things. You will be working 5 days a week with a minimum duration of 4 to 5 hours a day. You will receive an LOR as well as a certificate of completion at the end of your internship tenure. I hope you're okay with this.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Anshi, that's it from my end. Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, may I know about your client profiles?
Yes, sure. Some of our clients are Byju's, NIIT Limited, Z Private Limited, and many more.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so HR will get in touch with you within a couple of days regarding the results of the interview. Thank you, Anshi.
Thank you.
Now we hand over to Shivaji for the further tips.
Thank you, Ridhima and Anshi. It was really informative. Next, we should move on to the tips for the personal interview. I hope you all understood the flow of the interview and how it goes, and what should be some of the key pointers you should take away. I'll help you with that. I will help you with the pointers. But before that, how many of you have ever given an interview? Like any interview, like societies, school, colleges, anything? Anyone? Please mention that in the comment box, or you can unmute and tell. Anyone? Okay, nice. So, okay, okay, nice, nice, nice. So, since you all must be applying for different societies, so these pointers will help you to ace the society interviews as well. So, first comes first, do the research. Look not only about the profile of the company, like we all have made a good CV. We all know about ourselves, but we should be bothered about the company. We should bother about the product of the companies, their services. We should be bothered about their vision, and we should make ourselves look customized for the company. We should align ourselves with the goals of the company, and we must look like we are working for the enhancement of the organization as well. The next point will be ask questions. Most of the times during the interview, most of the time during the interview, like at the end of the interview, the HR or the interviewer usually asks you something regarding organization which you want to know. Just don't go blank at that particular moment, because that won't reflect a good image of you, because it's all about the body language, it's all about how confident you are in front of the interviewer. So ask some nice questions regarding the working hours, regarding the work culture of the particular company. Don't go blank, and don't ask inappropriate questions like what kind of monetary benefits you can get at that particular time. So focus more on the knowledge side and less about the monetary benefits. So the next thing is look sharp, like dress properly, dress formally. Don't go shabby inside the interview hall. Trim yourself, formally suit yourself, because the way you dress defines the way you think, the way you act, and how people will perceive you. So these are some of the pointers you need to keep your mind, because these are some of the things you can do before the interview. So at least do your part. Next thing is listen carefully. Never zone out between the interview. Don't get lost during the interview. Don't stop coordinating with the interviewer. Keep an eye contact, understand whatever he is saying. Like, give full attention to not only what is said but also to what is not said. By this I mean, try to bridge the gap between the words he's trying to say. Be more insightful about his words, and don't just focus on the superficial things, and be informative and understand the question they are asking, and give some depth answer. The next thing is answer only what is asked. Like, be straightforward and to the point. That would surely fetch you some brownie points. Narrating some unnecessary story and guessing the answers won't give you anything, and definitely won't help you in the interview. So the next thing is never try to imitate anyone during the interview. Like, since today you have witnessed this mock interview, don't try to copy either Anshi, either Ridhima in the interview. Try to create your own interview. Try to build your own interview, because it's you who will give the direction to the interview. One thing which I really want to tell you from my personal experience, which I have given 2 3 internship interviews of the internship, it's you who have to guide the interview. Interviewer are there to ask the question, but you can, I'm genuinely saying, you can direct the interview. It's not always in the hand of the interviewer to help you to get through the interview. Next thing is never boast in front of the interviewer. Don't show off, just showcase yourself modestly and humbly. Tell all the details and all of your CV, showcase your skills. Don't be overconfident about your merits, don't be underconfident, just be modest. Tell them everything, but don't make them feel that you are the only person who will get through this and they need you, you don't need them. Don't go with that attitude. Be humble, be modest. So since now you all know all the tips for the personal interview, you have also seen how interview goes. So I guess you all must be prepared for some of the questions. So we will play a game with you. There are a few multiple choice questions. You have to pick one right answer. Comment that in the chat box, and let's see how many of you will get it correct. So the first question is how to make yourself stand out in an internship interview. First thing, be prepared. Second thing, be yourself. Third thing, show up on time. And fourth thing, all of the above. So you can shoot your answers. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. So the answer is fourth one. I guess you should be prepared before the interview. And the last point, which I mentioned, that you should be yourself. Don't try to imitate anyone. And punctuality, sincerity is something that will surely take you long in life. So these are some of the pointers you might know before also, that you need to be prepared and be punctual. And then next question is pick the odd one out. Like, there are 3 points. One of them isn't in order, like with the other two. So avoid eye contact, dress formally, and get off the topic. 1, 2, and 3, 2, 2. So most of you are going with 2. Okay. So the answer dress formally. I guess avoiding eye contact is surely a symbol that you are not confident. Getting off the topic, I don't know why would you even go off the topic? You should answer to the points. Okay. Dress formally because you should. You don't need to look shabby during the interview. So the next question is state whether the statement is correct or not. We should ask the interviewer about the stipend during the personal interview. Correct or wrong? Like, will you ask this question to your interviewer? Wrong. True. Okay. Anyone else? I guess most of you will go with 2 only. Okay, the answer is wrong. Okay, nice. You should not go behind these monetary purposes. Be strict with the idea that you are going there to learn, because these are some tips we are giving you for the internship interview. You are not going for job right now. So these are something which are we telling you regarding the interview. So you should be more inclined towards the knowledge part, towards the experience, towards the uh, application that you will learn during the internship time, and not just about maintaining your budget and getting your week sorted, your end of the month sorted. So like be clear about your priorities. Next question is, okay. So I guess this one is the last one also. So what you should do if you are stumped during an interview? By stumped, I mean you stopped between an interview or you don't know what to do next. So like they bomb you with a question which you don't know. So should you take your time coming up with an answer or directly say I don't know? Take your time. Take your time. Okay. So the answer is first only. It's take your time coming up with an answer. See, most of the time you will take your time and still you won't be able to answer the question. So in that particular situation, you don't have to guess the answer, don't have to answer it wrongly. Take your time, still you're not able to answer, just say calmly, I'm not able to recall the answer, I'm not able to answer it right now, I might learn about it in future. Make yourself like you are going there to learn. So you should show yourself that you are curious enough to learn. You might not know the answer right now, but you will be the first person who will Google this answer once you are out of the interview hall. So keep that attitude toward before the interview. That's it. That's all from my side. We can move on to GD. Thank you.
So I hope all of you got a fair idea of how personal interviews work and the hacks to ace them. Now we will be talking about group discussions, which are very similar to personal interviews, but at the same time they work extremely differently. So the first question that comes to mind is, what exactly is a group discussion? So it is as simple as it sounds. Discuss with your group. It is to judge how good you are in coordinating with your teammates and putting up your points, provided that you must maintain some decency and decorum during the rounds. Considering GD to be an individual task is the biggest mistake you can commit. A good GD is one where you counter your mates with valid points and address their points with reasonable justifications. Making it simple for you, GD is basically a calm debate. Now, how does a GD work? So, first and foremost, the topic is announced. Now, this topic can be regarding anything from current events to social issues. After that, participants are given certain time to prepare and jot down some points for or even against the topic given. Now, it depends on the moderator or panelist whether he gives you some time to prepare or not. Now, the participants begin the discussion with their respective points, and the last step would be to conclude the discussion in the sense that all the points covered during the GD are brought together and a common purpose or meaning is achieved. So, now I would like Virendra to take this further.
Thank you, Ridhima. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are enjoying this session. To make it more interesting, I have brought you a quick game of word search. I hope everyone here have played this game back in their school days. So pull up your socks, guys, and ready for the word search. There is a box of alphabet shown on the screen. You have to search some meaningful words and write it in the chat box. So hurry up, guys, your time starts now. Glad to see the responses. Well done, guys. You all have guessed to some extent the right words. So these all are the words that were correct. So I hope you enjoyed this game. Now, continuing with the session, Ridhima will be telling you some hacks for GD. Over to you, Ridhima.
Thank you, Virendra. So, about some hacks or mantras to improve your GD skills. So, the first and foremost is about preparation. So, usually GD topics are given on the spot, and one is given minimal time to prepare. But sometimes, when the topic is given well in advance, this is also a possibility, then it is better to be well prepared and undertake an in depth research. This shows that you are sincere and willing to work hard to ace the GD. Firstly, you need to get complete knowledge about the given topic. After that, look for opinions of experts in the field in which the topic lies. This will help you in opinion formulation so that you get a wider perspective in order to put your points forward for or even against the motion. Now, the next hack relates to usage of statistics and examples. So, to make your point more convincing, you can use statistical data and use examples to corroborate your viewpoint. This will not only catch everyone's attention, but it will also fetch you some brownie points. It shows that you have well rounded knowledge about the topic and you know your facts. If you are sometimes unaware of the topic, this is also a high possibility. So, in such situations, what should you do? So, it is better to stay calm and be an active listener. Grasp knowledge about the topic by listening to the other participants, then ask relatable and relevant questions so that it seems that you are involved in the discussion. And lastly, it is best if you try to summarize the discussion to give an impression that even if you don't know about a particular topic, you are still able to handle a discussion. Now, a lot of people don't know the difference between interjecting and interrupting someone. So, there is a difference between interrupting and interjecting. When you interject, you add a comment or remark before interrupting someone. For example, when you say, "That's an interesting idea, but I don't think you've considered all of the details." Here, even though you interrupted someone, you were respectful towards them and gave a remark on their point before disagreeing with it. So do not interrupt by directly saying, "But I don't think you've considered all of the details." It does not create a good impression on the moderator. What you say is often more important than how much you say. So don't be in a rush to interrupt people so as to assert yourself and get more time to speak. Now, the last and the most important hack is about body language. So, body language is one of the most important aspects of communication. It is a form of non-verbal communication. You don't use spoken words. You just use gestures, your eye movements, etc. Like when you roll your eyes, it means you disagree with someone, or nod when you starkly agree with someone else's point of view. So, a lot can be said about someone by just observing their body language. So, you should sit straight to show that you are confident. Do not slouch or fidget, as it seems that either you are nervous or are disinterested. And do not make any unnecessary or impolite gestures, because body language is as important as your verbal communication. Because to clear this round, both of these should be in complete sync. Now I hand over to Anshi to inform us about the do's and don'ts during a GD.
So, guys, I'll be explaining you about the do's and don'ts in a GD. Give others time to speak. Allowing others to speak during a group discussion is crucial for fostering diverse perspectives, inclusivity, and productive teamwork. It ensures that a wide range of viewpoints is considered, heading to more comprehensive solutions and better decision making. Furthermore, it promotes a respectful and inclusive environment where every participant feels valued and heard, encouraging participation from all members. When conflict or disagreement arises, letting others speak facilitates conflict resolution and helps find common ground through open dialogue. Overall, it enhances the quality of discussion, builds trust, positive relationships, and ultimately leads to efficient and effective group interactions. Supporting one's claim. Supporting one's claim during group discussion is pivotal for credibility, persuasion, and effective decision making. It bolsters your credibility by demonstrating well informed, well assured contributions, increasing trust in your perspective. Supportive claims are more persuasive, fostering consensus and agreement among group members. This practice also enhances clarity, minimizes misunderstandings, and aids in conflict resolution by promoting rational, evidence based discussions. Furthermore, it elevates group discussions, encourages critical thinking, and respects diverse viewpoints, contributing to a collaborative atmosphere. In professional settings, supporting claims signifies professionalism and commitment to informed, thoughtful contributions, ultimately enhancing the group's overall effectiveness. The don'ts of the GD: not letting others speak. Not letting others speak in a group discussion is a problem because it stops different people from sharing their thoughts and ideas. This means the group won't get here to all the different ways the problem could be solved. It can make some people feel like they are not part of the conversation. Also, when you don't let others speak, you might miss out on important information or clever ideas they have. It can also make the group less creative and less good at working together. So, it's important to make sure everyone has a chance to speak in a group discussion for it to be successful. Don't hesitate to start the convo. Not speaking up in a group talk can have some not so good effects. You might miss chances to share smart thoughts and ideas, and people might not listen to you as much. This can make you less sure of yourself and make it tough to talk in groups later on. You could also miss out on learning new things because group talks are way off to share knowledge, and you are too shy. Others might think you are not interested, which can affect how they treat you, how well the group works together. So it's a good idea to not to be too shy and join the conversation whenever you can. Over to you, Virendra.
Thank you, Anshi. I think far enough you all have got the idea about group discussions, some shortcuts, how to excel your performance. Now it's the time to see how much you all have learned. So we'll be having a short question answer session. There are 8 points on the slide. We'll be covering them one by one. You can type your answer in the chat box as well as feel free to open the mic and tell your answers. So not wasting much of the time, let's start with the first question. What do you think that you should contradict your point in a group discussion or not? You can answer in the chat box, guys. Of course, the answer is no. So why it is not worthy to contradict your own point? Contradicting yourself shows inconsistency in your arguments and thought process, making it difficult for others to trust your perspective. Moreover, it can confuse the audience and disrupt the flow of the discussion, making it challenging for them to follow your viewpoint or developing trust issues over your knowledge. So, never weaken your overall argument. Thoroughly consider your stance or be sure about your position and make it easier to convince others of your viewpoint. Right? So, moving on to the second point, what do you think that you should be confident or not?
You know the answer, please feel free to answer it in the chat box.
Of course, the answer is yes. Because confident personality shows up your credibility, leadership, and impactful presence. Confidence helps you articulate your thoughts and ideas clearly and concisely. It ensures that your points are heard and understood by others in the discussion. When you speak with confidence, others are more likely to trust your knowledge and expertise on the topic. Being a confident speaker, you can engage the audience more effectively, maintaining their attention and interest throughout the discussion. I think I'm clear on to this point. So moving on to the third point, is it right to copy someone's ideas and views? Obviously, no. You should never copy someone's idea in a discussion. It reflects lack of originality and intellectual dishonesty. It suggests that you are not actively engaging with the topic or contributing unique insights to the discussion. Also, simply copying someone's idea deprives you of the chance to develop your understanding of the topic. So, always try to come up with your own points and opinions. Moving ahead with the fourth point, what do you say about this point that you have to speak only once and let others also have a chance to speak? Is it right or wrong? I repeat the question. You have to speak only once and let others also have a chance to speak.
Keep answering, guys.
So the answer is yes. Speaking once and giving chance tends to effective communication. It shows respect for others' ideas and views, encourages participation, and leads to a balanced discussion. In group discussions, it's crucial to strike a balance between contributing your thoughts and giving others a chance to speak. This promotes this promotes a more productive, respectful exchange of ideas and ensures that everyone's input is valued. So now next point, do you think that you have to be courteous in a discussion or not? Exactly, the answer is yes, because courteous behavior helps maintain the focus of the discussion on the topic at hand. It prevents personal attacks or distractions that can derail the conversation in professional settings. Courtesy is expected and reflects well on your professionalism. It can enhance your reputation and credibility among the colleagues and peers. Also, being courteous leaves a positive impression on others, and it can lead to a better networking opportunities and relationships within the group or the organization. So, moving ahead, do you think that you should be afraid to start? Of course, no. So, whom you have to be afraid of? Initiating the discussion shows leadership qualities. It demonstrated your willingness to take charge and guide the conversation. Starting the discussion allows you to set the tone and direction of the conversation, ensuring it aligns with your objective and group's goal. Starting the discussion makes you more visible and memorable to the group throughout the discussion. Others are likely to remember the person who kick started the discussion. So, moving ahead, do you think that you should speak clearly in a discussion? Yes, because clear communication is essential for persuading others to see your perspective or accept your ideas. It allows you to present your arguments convincingly. Speaking clearly make it easier for others to listen actively, which is important for productive discussions. When others can follow your speech, they can respond more effectively. When you speak clearly, it's more likely that your valuable contribution will be acknowledged and appreciated by others in the group. So moving on to the last point, do you think you should avoid eye contact? The answer is no. You should never avoid the eye contact as it reflects the lack of confidence, low credibility, and less engagement. While maintaining the eye contact is important, it's also essential to strike a balance and not to make others uncomfortable with over intense or prolonged eye contact. Aim for a natural and respectful level of engagement through eye contact to enhance the quality of your participation in a group discussion. So with this guys, we have came to end of this session. So thank you everyone. That is all from my side. Now Anshi will be concluding this wonderful session. Over to you, Anshi.
Well, with this, we come to the end of the session. We thank you all for being such a great audience. We enjoyed taking this session. So, these are our social media handles. Do check them out. Also, if you got any queries, please unmute yourself or post them on the queries channel. We are here to answer you.
Does anyone want to ask anything?
Thank you so much, guys, for all the details. I hope this session answered most of your doubts. If any one of you have any queries regarding this session or any previous sessions, you can turn on your mic or you can write in the chat box. If there is no such query, let us proceed with some informal activity just to bond better and to understand better working. Thank you all for joining us today in this skill building session. We hope you found it informative and inspiring. Remember, learning is a journey, and the skill you have gained here today are just the beginning.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and never stop striving for improvement. We look forward to seeing you again in our future sessions. Lastly, to every attendees, your presence here today has made this event meaningful. Your questions, interactions, and shared experience have enriched our learning journey. In conclusion, let us carry forward the knowledge and skill gained today and continue to apply them in our lives and work. Until then, the world is awaiting your expertise. Goodbye and best of luck on your skill building journey. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. You all can leave now.
Thank you, Shruti.
Thank you.
गाइस सब लोग
चलो गाइस, वेरी वेल डन। बहुत बढ़िया रहा आज का भी, मज़ा आ गया। सारे सेशंस लिंक्डइन, फोटोशॉप, PINGD सब बहुत बढ़िया थे। होस्ट गरिमा, निशा, श्रुति, वेल डन। सब कुछ अच्छे से हो गया।